Your heart-centered person, your treasure, your desired partner might just have certain behavioral patterns where you say, oh, come on, I thought things were finally looking up here. Or you think, okay, maybe he just ended a relationship or situation. And you think, okay, but now, right? So starting signal, now it should really be something in my direction, because maybe there's something like that. A blockage is now resolved. Or you see him out there and you think there's really nothing coming my way. He's completely on a different course here. Let's see their actions. Why he or she is doing that. What's going on inside that person? And we tap into the energy of the now, the most present energy. And you know, collective readings can't apply to everyone, and the person cards are gender neutral. Thank you so, so much, and a warm hug to all of you for your lovingly heartfelt comments. It's so wonderful, 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 and I'm happy about each and every one of you, even if it's been ages since we've met again. And the reconnection is back. Meetings are coming up, so I'm really looking forward to this. And it keeps showing up again and again. The at time. It doesn't mean that if there's a cut here now, there's no connection or contact anymore. If nothing happens within 4 weeks, then nothing will happen at all. Or if it's months, or even years. It keeps showing that time is always fluid, and everyone has their own tasks, even in this area. And the timing is also important, the distance, and yes, as I said, I'm always, always, always happy about that. And I find it so wonderful that you look after yourselves, follow your own path, tackle your own issues. Absolutely perfect. There's nothing better. There isn't so, and oops, and hop, exactly. Let's take a look now. What's going on there? Why? What's going on inside him? Why he's reacting so extremely right now? Activities, anything that you notice and think, there's really nothing coming my way right now. And in the now, out there. It might look like there's nothing left. And we're looking what's going on exactly, especially in your direction. So we're looking. So we have the Four of Cups. Yes, withdrawal. So it's like this, you know, I just told them we also have, it's like activity, but there are also blinders, activity, including the blinders that your loved one has. And there's this closing off. There's this, yes, they're wearing blinders. And there's this self-reflection, maybe not really wanting to look closely. A bit of this ignorance, partly also that you notice. But here, he's also deepening it because something here has to do with his self-reflection. And yes, there's also a lot of feeling to see with his loved one inside him. But as I said, he's closing off right now and also wearing these blinders. And there we have activity, including the blinders that he's wearing right now. And what exactly is it? You know, clarity is coming. So then, okay, have the ruler, and with the ruler, it is shown that when it comes to your heart-centered person, it's quite about his masculinity, about his ego. Maybe it's also draining. And this, is it for activity? Activity, something is going on here. I'll say how broken, attacked, and touched they've been. And here it's about his or her masculinity, or masculinity, his or her masculinity exactly. But there's also something here that he wants to bring structure back into, but right now it's still a bit unrestrained. And there, yes, maybe a bit of this, yes, maybe he doesn't really want to stick to rules right now either. This stubborn mess right now, which is also being shown with him. But it's also about this. This is about wanting to realize a dream, but something has also been destroyed. As I said, it also has to do with his honor, with his ego, or hers, depending. So then we have the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands also shows a big theme. He's trying to assert himself successfully here and wants to stand his ground, because a very big issue is jealousy, and it leads to a conflict within himself. So as I said, his ego, we have a very big issue. Something must have happened here. He's trying to assert his point of view, his homemade point of view right now. But it's also about the relationship for him, a relationship, and something has surprised him here. Something happened where he has now completely surrounded himself with a kind of protective shield. Because in the end, I exhausted him. Here, exhausted. And this, wow. Something has been hurt here with him. He's currently struggling with something. So as I said, we have the blinders. Something. Yes, played activity. So exaggerated. Let's look. Good, yes. Now we also have withdrawal again. This closed off nature, especially when it comes to communication. We're in the energy heading towards you. We have jealousy again. It will also be revealed, jealousy, a very, very big topic. By the way, you are a very big topic for your significant other. We have past issues with him, and that definitely concerns you. So let's take a look. Yes, the unrest, the uncertainty. What else do we have? Okay, so we already have almost a completely clear picture of what is being shown here. Good. So it looks really good from that perspective. Very interesting also what I want to show here. So with your significant other, we have, yes, the withdrawal, this back and forth, this hiding, this tension. Something happened here where I told you earlier, the shock that we were also shown, it will be shown again. This shock, it could be related to a person, a relationship, something interpersonal. It has separated. It could also be that it has something to do with work. Has separated. It could also be that it has something to do with work, that something completely didn't work out here, has ended something like with himself. But with him, I have this realization, wow, how was I actually fooled here? From you, by another person or other people. What was done to me, because a secret was revealed here, a lot has come to light here. How he might have let himself be played with. And that's it, even if you say, yes, why? But if they're not together anymore, then he can become active in my direction. I have him active. Yes, very strong outside. I have a lot of activity. I have this, yes. With some people, I also have to say, if you notice something, that he now has contacts with other women, it's superficial. There's nothing more to it. He's just trying to get his masculinity, his ego, back in shape. To show oneself, to prove oneself. I have a lot of activity here. I have this stress factor. He wants to show himself. It could also be that he's spending a bit too much money right now, or that he bought something bigger, like spending money. But that's just, I'm going to say, please don't, to take it literally, but it's almost like a midlife crisis. He has to prove something to himself, this wanting to prove something to oneself. And I have wrong activities, wrong spending, because I have too many expenses. And in the financial area, I'm really struggling a lot right now. As I said, I've been really stubborn. I've just been wasting him. And why he might not be heading straight in your direction right now is because you are the person, you are definitely in his or her heart. But it's like this. He's just, as I said, his ego, this rebuilding himself, this completely restoring his honor, his dignity for himself. Because as I said, there have been a few blows here, and they really hit the mark because he was really hit. Just throw it down and hit it again. And like I said, one lie after another has come out here that has been going on behind his back. As I said, it has nothing to do with you. I have it here, and it could be the case right now that he, as I said, is very active here, letting himself be pampered, getting his butt powdered,
maybe doing that over there and engaging in those activities, buying things and such. But that's just because he's currently trying to prove something to himself. Yes, to prove something to himself, who is restoring his honor. And I also see self-reflection here with your significant other, the communication with themselves. Even if you say, well, if he's out here 100,000, he does millions of things, how can he then occupy himself? He definitely does that because I see a strong communication with himself. He's trying to completely do this. It's like a room where all the cabinets are completely emptied, and that's over there. The clothes are here and that over there, and there are just food scraps, rum and plates, and whatever else there is. He's cleaning up to clean everything up completely. Cleaning up oneself, processing everything. Yes, he's kind of leaning towards that a bit. Yes, impulsive reactions, but not that he's jumping into a new relationship right away. No, it's just about showing oneself, wanting to prove something to oneself. I have no sexuality here. I have no love. I have no, yes, regular meetings, which are currently on hold. And why he's not being active in your direction right now? Because there's a lot of emotion going on right now. There's a lot of emotion. There's a lot of boom. So there's a lot of movement also within the emotion. And right now he can't make that decision yet. He's trying to push it away a bit right now because he knows that any contact with you, Bush, it completely catches him. But he wants to clean himself up first, because if he doesn't clean himself up, that pressure, that burden, those are like attachments still lingering, and there's no lightness coming in for me. So, as I said, I have him like this reset. He wants to reset himself, clean up. So this complete reset and then a total fresh start with you in your direction, because it's like this, he's still not coping with it. There's a lot of attraction there. And it's also like, oh God, what if I do something wrong here? Or if something goes wrong? Above all, it's also that he doesn't know like this. If you're just overwhelming him right now, I have it lying here too. If you might ask something, what have you been up to in the last few months? God, what should I say now? This, I don't want to lie to her. I think that's a beautiful topic. A beautiful point here that he says he wants to completely clean up. And now this, he can't talk about it yet. And actually, his perspective is based on the idea that you would ask him, and he's trying to pull himself out of this situation a bit. Because as I said, he doesn't want to lie to you. And he wants to keep one or two things a secret. So maybe it's here that there was someone else. Is it that has he leaned out too far here? When it comes to finances, he made a wrong decision. And he's not stable there yet. That he can completely stand there and, to put it casually, answer questions because he wants to give you stability as well. And that's why he's pulling back from you right now. Because as I said, we have a very strong connection here. This deepening, this connection between the two of you lies. You are on the heart level with your person, with your significant other. And there's this, it's just right. It's not over. Nothing is over. The feelings are definitely there. And the connection will happen again. But he just can't right now. As I said, what you're experiencing out there, this here and there and back and forth, is just his insecurity. This completely, as I said, the cleaning up, this completely, I trust that I can eliminate it here. His inner self, because now when he has contact with you, then it's again, it might repeat what has already happened before. Not completely to the depth that it goes. In the stability that there are one or two little white lies involved here. And it's like, oh God, what's happening now? He actually knows that you want him to make a decision. And he's also like, oh God, no, I can't, because even if I decide for her now, he wants to, yes, but that's not the point. But he hasn't completely cleaned up yet. And this, it doesn't fit. If it's not cleaned up here yet, starting something new, do you put that on top there? Do you put that on top there? And then it's still there. It's not resolved, and then we have the perfect chaos here. A complete mess. And so he talks about all these entanglements. No, so he's currently cleaning up, yes. It may seem a bit illogical for some, the activities he brings here, but it's just, as I said, he needs to rediscover himself. Yes, to prove something to himself, to show himself how he is, how valuable he is, that he is seen. And that's it. This is completely about healing for him, because we have complete healing here with the people he cares about. And as I said, if he's not reaching out right now, or if something feels off, it has nothing to do with you. The emotion there is really strong, very big, very intense. So let's take a look. As I said, I'm letting go of the old here. That's the burden he's completely letting go of. Also, these old burdens, and he has a bit to process here. Yes, definitely. Well, it really crashed hard. I would say yes. Then we have the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords. It was really about betrayal, deceit, and this sincerity. And that's what he's really doing now, where he's cleaning things up. Cleaning up. And this responsibility also for himself. He probably has a lot of responsibility for that. Taking on another person, people, or situations. The blows have landed, definitely. And he doesn't want to come across as insincere towards you. And here it is like this. He has a strategy for himself. His strategy is, okay, all right, to, as I said, let himself get a little pampered again. But once again, indeed, there is no love. It's just this, to just boost his ego a bit. And that, to prove this is what we have here, otherwise there's nothing. I would like to add that again. As I said, it's like this. He is also working on a strategy. His strategy, as I said now here, makes me smile a bit. What he's currently doing a bit here in terms of activities, what's going on with him. But the strategy that I really think is great is to completely clean up, that everything clarified within him is reset and then directed towards you. Let the emotions run free. Then he is ready for that. And that's his strategy. First this way, then that way. So, and then fantastic. We have the Six of Cups. There it is shown, yes, there is the past. What he has experienced was really very, very lively. He suffered a lot there, and his kindness, or what he gave. He was very much caught up in the deception here. He was overthinking. I find it wonderful. He seeks new joy with you. Wonderful. I find it fantastic. Here it's also about, so he wants this new, practically, this joy, and especially here with you. For himself, indeed, certainly, as I said, the cleaning up, but also with you, because here the new spring, the spring in love is being shown, and he knows that he wants to meet you again, the love for you. This connection is still there, and it will also be intensified. That will also be repeated. And there I have it laid out. So it means it's certain. Mouse doesn't bite thread there. And it means, as I said, to experience the spring, the new spring in love with you again. Above all, this confidence in oneself again and completely, that he or she is also going into healing here. I find it absolutely fantastic, really grandiose. So those are snapshots that you're currently experiencing outside. Sure, you see what's happening, you notice things, and you think, wow, no, nothing is happening anymore. But we always look at what's going on inside, what exactly the background is. And as I said, he has a strategy here, his strategy, and you know it now. Yes, I know, we are collective. It can't, as I said, apply to everyone. And that's always the important thing. And that makes it really, really wonderful that you also treat yourselves to something, because you know who you are. Really lean back and relax here, because he sees you as a wonderful person, as warm-hearted, as considerate. There is really this love. If you do something, you do it out of love. Love through love. In love. And that's what he honestly wants to bring to you. And it's like this. He doesn't really know how to deal with this level, with these emotions. Not just yet. Because there's still there's chaos inside him. But as I said, he has a strategy. She then comes to tidying up and sorting things out and first has to indeed prove something to himself again. Yes, with one or another, as I said, with the spending of money here, maybe in a way, with life expresses, okay, my dear ones, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching and wish you a wonderfully beautiful rest of the day. Bye.